Hi, I'm Ken Love, the Executive Director of Hawaii Tropical Fruit Growers. Welcome to our new containment greenhouse, thanks to the State of Hawaii Legislature and the Grants and Aid Program. We'll give you a quick tour, more than a nickel's worth. Actually, you can rent a room for $10,000 for 2 years, but you can put in a whole bunch of plants. There's a lot of rules that we had to abide by for the USDA, including this high curb over here, which prevents runoff. A couple weeks ago we had what you might call a 50-year rain, very heavy. All the water came down the driveway, veered away from this concrete and moved to the left. And it feeds into an extra wide trench over there that goes right into my peach tree. And we had a great crop this year. So we also have this 6,000-volt electric pig fence. And you don't want to touch it because you don't want it when it's on, because you don't want hair like mine. But it's very effective at keeping out the critters. Thanks to the USDA feral swine program, we also have a couple traps in place. Greenhouse itself is 30 by 30 feet. It has a moat system around the building to prevent anything from crawling in. And it has another moat on the outer walls so during a rain, the water goes from the building side into the trench over here and just feeds down into the field. We have a treatment tank where all the water from each of the 8 rooms in the greenhouse drains into this tank where it's treated with a bleach solution before it goes into the septic system. This screen is a USDA approved screen that barely lets air through. So we've had some temperature issues, and we're experimenting now with different types of shade cloth over the roof in order to bring the temperature down from 100 to about 95. And with the foggers, misters, or sprayers, that drops the temperature a little bit too. But we still want to get it down a little bit more. A lot of it depends on the types of plants that we'll bring in and grow out for a 2-year quarantine period. There's a double door system. When you enter the first door, there's a foot wash. And you'd step in the foot wash, disinfect your shoes or boots, and then close the outer door. Once the outer door is closed and secure, you open the inner door, making sure that there's nothing that followed you inside. And then close this. Inside the hallway, there's another foot wash. And this is not so much once you come in. This is for if you're working in here and you have to go from one room to another room, you'd want to wash your feet each time. You don't want to carry any germs from one room to another room. No viruses, no bugs, no nothing. We have the water come in on this side. We have a hose for washing things down when we sterilize individual rooms. You have a water main here and a pressure gauge. Some of the foggers are temperamental when it gets over 38 pounds PSI. Each of the rooms has different misters, foggers, or sprayers. This room has a bronze door only because Lowe's was out of the white doors. No special reason. Well, maybe that'll be my room. We're still waiting for delivery for a Galcon timer. The wires are all in place for the solenoids in each of the rooms. And then I'll have some work once the timer comes in. So the rooms themselves are all, thanks to Brian Levin's hard work, are all benched up and ready for plants. As I said before, you have an option if you rent one of the rooms, or we have an option depending on the plants for foggers, misters, and sprayers, or a combination. Depending on the type of plant, we want more fogging action. For instance, if I'm going to put Beccaria in here, I want to put I want foggers hanging over the Beccaria, and I want them to get 30 seconds of fog every 5 minutes after their initial repotting and setting in. So we'll repot as a shipment comes in, let's say from Borneo to the USDA in Honolulu and inspected and sent here. Then we repot the plants, set them up in here permanently, and this is home for 2 years. Each room has a sensor up here. Right now it's 100 degrees in here and 40% humidity. So we can see what happens. We'll turn on the fogger in here and you can get a little idea. So I'm going to just turn this is a sprayer too, so I hope you don't get wet. So that little bit of spray brought the humidity from 40 to 43% and the temperature down only 1/8. Foggers can bring the temperature down as much as 5 degrees. Okay. Again, this is the mister, sprayer, and fogger. We may wind up going with all foggers, but for now, initially we'll mix them up a little bit. And we can always adjust both the height, you know, if we want it lower, or we can even tie these around in circles like that, and they'll work fine as the plants grow. And they're weighted, so they don't swing too much from the pressure of the water. Each room has a separate fan for air circulation, as well as the solenoid and the sensors. And that's pretty much it. So all we need now are plants and the USDA to come out and finish inspection once we're finished with the electrical work and getting that timer in place and set up. We're ready to go. Thanks.